Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into a really intense story. We've got an archaeologist. She's on the run, hunting for this mythical Norse treasure.
And it all connects back to her dead friend and, weirdly enough, a broken Roman mosaic tile. Quite the setup.
Absolutely. We've got a stack of sources here detailing this incredible chase. It blends Roman history, Norse myth, and some pretty brutal modern-day violence.
Right, and the person caught right in the middle is archaeologist Annja Creed. Things get dangerous for her immediately. She gets this package, seems suspicious, and it's directly linked to the murder of her friend Mario Fellini.
So this isn't just some academic puzzle hunt.
No, not at all. It's a fight for survival. She's got mercenaries after her, professional killers, and she has to use basically every bit of her knowledge, her archaeological skills, just to stay one step ahead.
So our mission today is to kind of unpack this whole journey. We start in New York with a shattered tile.
Then decode a cipher that points to, believe it or not, Mjolnir, Thor's hammer.
And follow it all the way to these ancient catacombs in Latvia, where the real treasure isn't quite what anyone expects.
Okay, so let's start with Annja herself. You know, she's not your typical image of an archaeologist. She co-hosts that show, Chasing History's Monsters.
Right, so she's already kind of straddling that line between serious research and, well, adventure. Stands out too, doesn't she? Tall, chestnut hair.
Definitely. But the most unique thing about her, the real game changer, is Joan of Arc's sword.
Yeah, let's talk about that sword. It's not like she carries it around, right? It's different.
Very different. The sources call it the otherwhere. She can summon the sword from this place, this other dimension maybe, but only as a last resort.
So it's this ultimate ace up her sleeve. Makes her pretty unique in the treasure hunting game.
And she needs it almost right away. I mean, the danger hits her instantly in New York City.
Yeah, the sources describe this confrontation. She's being chased by these guys, Dieter Humbrecht, another one called Agent Smith. Sounds ominous.
Oh, they're professionals.
Mhm.
Ruthless. Trained killers.
And this isn't some minor scuffle. We're talking gunfire, a proper car chase. Anja's using her backpack for cover.
Yeah, using whatever she can. And her skills, too, disarming these guys.
Mm-hmm.
She's clearly got some training. But it's not just about saving herself. The real motivation kicks in when she finds out about Mario.
Ah, right. The tragedy.
It's grim. She finds Mario Fellini's body at the Clark Hotel, and it's clear he was tortured. Burn marks, knife cuts, duct tape. It's brutal.
So that just shifts everything, doesn't it? It's not just about the artifact anymore.
Exactly. It becomes about revenge, about finding out who did this. But she approaches it like an archaeologist.
That's the interesting part. She calls her police contact, Detective McGilly, sure, but she doesn't just wait.
No, she uses her training. That ability to look at objects, artifacts, and see the story, the context. She goes through Mario's things, looking for the clue, you know. The one thing that isn't just a possession, but a message.
An archaeologist analyzing a modern crime scene for ancient clues, essentially.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And that leads her straight to the package Mario sent her right before he died.
Okay, let's get into this puzzle. Because it's really smart the way Mario set it up.
It is. He sends this Roman mosaic tile. Cave Canaan, beware of the dog. It's about a foot square, 576 little pieces, tesserae. Looks valuable.
A decoy, then.
A brilliant decoy. It makes the bad guys focus on the antique itself, thinking that's the prize. But Annja knows Mario. She pieces together these cryptic notes. He left something about a bar fight and halt whistle.
Yeah, and that phrase, omelets don't get made without breaking eggs. A bit dark, given what happened.
Very dark. But it tells Annja what she needs to do. She literally has to break the back of the tile.
So she smashes it and finds another puzzle.
Exactly. A hidden message, but it's encrypted. Needs a cipher solved. This is where her specific knowledge comes in. Anyone else might be stuck.
What kind of cipher?
She figures out it's a Playfair cipher. Now, these are interesting, not simple letter swaps. It uses a 5x5 grid based on a keyword.
And the keyword.
Hadrian's Wall. Perfect reference for two archaeologists, right? Cleaned it for the grid. It's Hadrian's WLX.
Okay, so she plugs that in, works the cipher, and the message is...
Get this. Mjolnir St. Mark's Books, Venice.
Mjolnir, as in Thor's hammer.
The one and only. Thor's hammer. Crafted by black elves, Loki involved, the most powerful weapon of the Norse gods. Suddenly, this isn't about a Roman tile anymore.
No kidding. The stakes just went through the roof, from Roman Britain to Norse myth, just like that.
So off to Venice. She tracks down St. Mark's Books, which is owned by Mario's uncle, Michelangelo de Benedetto.
And this is where the real package was waiting.
This is it. Two big, thick books. One's apparently a rare Vatican journal. The other is Mario's own copy, filled with his notes, and a letter from Mario
That's explaining everything.
explaining his theory. He found evidence linking an old Austrian baron, Frederick of Schluter, ancestor of the current bad guys, to a specific legend.
What legend?
A legend about a Viking, actually named Thor, who Mario believed wasn't a god, but a real person, a chieftain maybe, who settled with the Curonian tribes in Latvia, way back around 1104 AD.
Wow. Okay, so he thinks this historical Thor hid a treasure there.
A vast treasure, according to the legend Frederick was obsessed with. So suddenly, the hunt for Mjolnir might actually be a hunt for a real Viking horde, tied to a real historical figure.
Grounding the myth again. And this connects directly to the people chasing Annja now.
Directly. Which brings us to the competitors in this deadly game. It's not just one group.
Right, it gets complicated. We've got the Schlutters, first off.
Yes, Baron Wolfram Schluter and his grandmother, Baroness Kika, they're the main force behind the violence, and their motive is pretty straightforward. Desperation.
They're broke.
Pretty much. Clinging on to their family title, their castle near Vienna. Wolfram calls himself a Teutonic knight, which sounds grand, but it's really about trying to reclaim past glory, fueled by pure greed. They need this treasure to survive.
And Wolfram is dangerous.
Extremely. The sources mentioned he killed a man with an axe in his club basement. So, torturing and killing Mario. Completely fits their pattern.
Okay, ruthless family. Who else is in the mix? These long-lived figures you mentioned?
Right. This adds another layer entirely.
Hmm.
First, there's Rue. He's Annja's mentor figure. Very old, very knowledgeable, but skeptical.
Is skeptical about Mjolnir.
Calls it a sham, actually. He doesn't think it's a real weapon of power.
Huh?
But he is interested in the lore around longevity. He even mentions things like the Norse gods needing Idun's apples to stay young, like the Greek gods needed ambrosia.
So maybe the treasure isn't gold or even a weapon, but a secret to long life.
That's definitely a possibility Rue seems interested in. It adds another potential motive for everyone involved.
And that connects to the other long-lived guy, Garen Braden.
Exactly. Garen Braden, another ancient player, but he's modern, formidable, has huge resources, private security, the works, a serious treasure hunter.
What's his connection? Why is he involved with the Schluters?
Kika, Baroness Kika Schluter. Apparently Garen was deeply in love with her like 60 years ago. She brought him into this.
So history and complicated relationships makes him unpredictable.
Very unpredictable. And potentially very dangerous for Annja, given his resources and connection to Kika.
Okay, so we have the desperate Schluters, the ancient Rue, the lovesick Garen. Who else? There was someone local, right? Irene?
Yes, Irene Skujins. Mario's partner in Latvia. She's described as a Latvian hedge witch.
Hedge witch. So connected to local traditions.
Deeply. She's descended from the Curonians, the very people Mario thought this Viking Thor settled with. She's also a skilled thief, a killer. But her motive isn't greed.
What is it then?
Vengeance for Mario. And protecting her heritage, her village, that land, her local knowledge is absolutely critical once they get to Latvia.
It's quite the cast of characters converging on this spot. And Latvia itself has such a rich history. Riga, the Hanseatic League, Crusaders.
And the Amber Road, that ancient trade route that brought Roman legionnaires up there centuries ago to protect it.
So it's the perfect place for histories to cross. Roman, Norse, local Latvian.
Exactly. If Mario's Viking Thor did settle there, he picked a spot already layered with history and potentially secrets. A place where Roman catacombs might exist alongside Viking burial sites.
Which brings us to the actual fieldwork. How does Annja use Mario's notes to find the spot?
This is pure archaeology. She takes Mario's research, his notes on local journals, old maps, even these unusual aerial photos he took using kites.
Oh, kites! Seriously?
Yeah, low-tech but effective for spotting ground patterns. She's looking for things like frost marks, crop marks, near Lipaja, subtle signs from the air that indicate buried structures.
Stuff only a trained eye would see.
Exactly. And these anomalies point them to the site. Roman catacombs, just like the legionnaire history suggested. And deeper down, signs of a secondary cave system. Mario thought that was Thor's tomb.
So they find it. Annja, Rue, and Stanley Yountz, the author who flew them in.
They find it. But the Schluters are already there.
Ambush.
They get captured.
Annja, Rue, Yountz, and Irene Skujins, too. They're all taken, forced down into the Roman catacombs. It looks like game over.
Setting up for the final showdown in the tunnels.
Absolutely. And it gets chaotic fast. Irene, remember the thief skills. She manages to pick her restraints while the Schluters are focused.
A firefight breaks out down there in the dark. And then a major twist.
What happens?
Kika Schluter, the Baroness, she just pulls out a gun and shoots Garen Braden.
Shoots Garen, her old flame.
Cold as ice. Guess his usefulness ran out. Or maybe she never wanted to share the prize. Just takes him out of the equation.
Brutal. So what about the treasure? They find the inner chamber?
Schluter's men blast open this hidden stone door, leads into a bigger cavern. And after all that, the Viking treasure. It's underwhelming, for them anyway.
What's there?
A few silver coins, a bag of rough amber, and the main artifact is this big carved amber axe. Intricate, but not exactly Mjolnir and certainly not riches. Wolfram is furious.
He wanted Thor's hammer, or at least gold.
Exactly. But Annja and Irene, they see something else. They understand the context.
The axe.
The amber axe.
Yeah.
Irene takes Annja's Swiss Army knife, always prepared, and she pries open the handle. It's hollow.
The inside.
Tightly rolled calfskin parchments. That's the real treasure.
What do they say?
It's Thor's trade map and his life story, written in Norse runes. This is Mario's discovery. Not gold, not a mythical weapon, but proof.
Proof of the historical Thor.
Proof of his life, his travels, his settlement there in the early 12th century. A primary source document transforming myth into actual documented history. That's the priceless find Mario died for.
Wow. What an incredible end to the chase. Annja stuck with it, trusted Mario's research, used her skills.
And she focused on the history, not the hype. While the Schluters and even Garen were blinded by greed or legend, she and Irene saw the real value. They secured something far more important than gold.
It completely validates Mario's work and Annja's whole approach, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's a triumph of knowledge over violence, of history over greed. Mario didn't find wealth, he found historical truth. Tangible proof connecting a figure potentially linked to the Thor myth to a real time and place.
Which leads to a fascinating thought, doesn't it? You mentioned Rue's comments about the gods needing things like Idun's apples for long life.
Right, that these immortal beings weren't inherently immortal, they needed something specific.
So Annja's now holding the life story of a historical figure named Thor, found in this crossroads of ancient cultures. Could this document detailing his life and maybe his trade routes hold clues about that longevity, the kind of secret Rue or Garin might really be after?
It's a compelling idea. Does this historical account contain more than just history? Maybe insights into the origins of longevity myths, or even perhaps into the nature of artifacts like Joan of Arc's sword that Annja carries.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other myths out there are just history waiting for the right person to read between the lines, hidden in plain sight?